So, here we have Michel's 200 TDI 110 in the shop because he was complaining of a blowing exhaust and he can't seem to fix it. Now, he didn't really tell me exactly what he's done to this car. It's had a lot of modifications and bits and bits, well, not modifications, but add-ons, especially that thing, which is one of my pet hates. Anyway, the turbo looks to me as if it's been replaced at some time. The actual housing and things like that looks almost like new. In fact, I'm sure it is because it's got a new tag on it. And it's got yellow paint on here. Is that in Batovision? That's better. It's got yellow paint on the wastegate adjuster, so it can't be adjusted. Oh, and he seems to have a boost gauge in it for some reason. But this car's always been underpowered and I don't know why. But he's always complaining of exhaust leaks. And I'm not so sure if that front pipe is fastened on correctly. I'm going to grab a torch and have a look and see about this front pipe, because the front pipe is usually bolted to the bottom of the block to stop it coming down. It was a pretty bad idea. But it looks like he's had a stainless exhaust system fitted front to back. And maybe the bracket's wrong. Let's have a look. Very difficult to see. But on the 200 TDI, there used to be a little metal bracket with two captive nuts on that went onto the block, and on the downpipe there was a plate, and maybe that had the two captive nuts on. Anyway, he's got it actually, that plate is missing, the little like a box section type of plate is missing off the block. However, there's a bracket on the side that attaches to the bottom of the exhaust pipe. It's very, very difficult for me to show you, but it's there. Maybe if I put my torch off and take the camera off, you'll see what I'm talking about. Maybe you can see down there, just there where the torch is pointing, there's a bolt onto the block, and there's another one over here somewhere, but they've made a bracket, because that's missing, and they've put an L-shaped bracket on it. It is incredibly difficult to see. But it looks to me like that exhaust is properly, you know, it's fastened on, but where is it leaking from? Is it leaking from the flanges? I don't know. Very difficult to say, isn't it? Is it leaking? It seems to be leaking out of there, look. That's a big job. Usually exhaust paste sorts those joints out there. I'm not sure. What about this one here? That one looks alright. Could be just out of there. But you see, with the expansion and contraction of the metal, you can, maybe if I put the flashlight there you can see it better. Maybe it's bleached out, I'm not sure. Let's try on a lower flame. Yeah, maybe it's leaking out of there. Let's fire it up. Here you go. You can see where it's leaking, but not where it's leaking from. It's in this vicinity here, but I can't see if it's the downpipe connection or the horizontal connection. for the elbow. So what I'm going to do, oh, I'm going to turn this off. So what I'm going to do is put the smoke tester up the exhaust, and that will allow us to see any smoke leaking without having the engine running. Now, one of the things I did notice, which could be sort of getting on his nerves a little bit, I know it smokes, but what would make it even worse is this. I'll take the camera for sure. It's leaking from down here somewhere, but notice there on the side of the tower for the brake servo, the bung's missing. All that exhausty fumey type stuff is going to get sucked into the cab. That's not good. We'll have to put a bung on that. It's not going to solve this problem, but if you look, I can do a zoom down there. Where are we looking? There's the flange. It's below the flange. There. Oops. There. Can you see where there's black smoke coming out of there? Can you see it? It's a tricky, bitchy place to get to. But they always seem to leak there. I don't know what a shitty design it was. The 300 TDI was far superior. Instead of this bloody cushionery. Right, so let's get the steam cleaner out. A steam cleaner. Let's get the smoke machine out and put some smoke up and see where it's coming from. I'm sorry I can't get any much better shots because everything on these things is so tight. You know, you just can't get in. And of course, if this is going to be done on Saturday, we've got to do the fuel tank, which could prove to be rather much of a faff on. So I don't want to be faffing on with this and having yet another disabled vehicle here. Right, smoke machine. Well, you can probably see there's a lot of smoke coming out of there now. That old smoke tester was a lot of money, but by God, it's paid for itself time and time again. I'll have a look at this side, but one thing to notice here, if I can use this as a pointing stick, you can see he's put stainless steel nylocks on the turbo. You don't put nylocks where there's exhaust, where there's high heat. You can see the nylon's melted, thus rendering them useless. Now I'll have to go and switch the machine back on because it's cycled off. Back in a tick. Yeah, you can see it's that joint down there, look. Both sides it's actually leaking inside the clamp. Oh, look at speedo cables all melted. That's not supposed to be routed like that. Oh, now you can see it coming out, look at that. It's like Casey Jones's train now. So, we have two options. No, I'm just thinking out loud. Should we take off the manifold here and that piece of pipe, clean it up and slip it in? But the problem, the way it's set up, is because these are long studs on here, we won't be able to push that back and lift it out, I don't think. I don't want to take the front pipe off if I can help it. But anyway, that's our problem. Will tightening it up work? Nah, I don't think so. I think it's had so much exhaust putty on it that you can't put putty over the top of putty because it gets very hard, if you see what I mean, and then there's no real nice surface to seal against. It just cracks. Should I tighten it up? Well, I think he's already tightened it up. Sorry about that, I keep running out of focus now. I'm just looking at something else. Well, I'll tell you what I might do. I might as well see if I can get them bolts out of there and see if it will come off. It might be a bit of a struggle, but well, I've got nothing else to do today. Let's see if we can fix it. Well, I'm glad I didn't film taking this piece off. There was a lot of expletives going on and a lot of rude words. These must be the worst design ever for an exhaust. It is trying to get that bracket off the block at the bottom. It's you know, you could see it was designed before you put the body on, if you see what I mean. where you could get access to all the bolts and stuff like that, and then once you put the wings on, it's impossible. Anyway, I got it off, and let's have a look at the part. You can see there where it was blowing, and there. So why was it blowing? Look at it very carefully. It's not round. You see, the clamp will never clamp that up. It is 60. Wait a minute. Let's get this right. 61 millimeters this way. 58.5 millimeters that way. So it's not round. So how can we fix it? I really don't know, because no matter how many exhaust clamps you put on and how many gobs of exhaust cement, you're not going to get that round again. Now, I don't think it's got twisted due to or compressed due to having exhaust clamps on. I very much doubt it, because it's cast iron. Bugger. What a bugger it was to get off. I think when I put it back on again, I'm going to drill out these holes just a fraction of a millimetre bigger, so it slides on. You had to use a pry bar to get it off. It was a real beast, but this proves a point here what we're going to do. I really don't know. Got the bloody thing half in and half out the shop now. I don't know, I'm sort of stuck now. I don't know what I'd do with it. Because, of course, I think this part is made of unobtainium. You can't get them anymore. We could sort of, well, what's the wall thickness on this? 5 millimetre. 5 millimetre thick walls. It needs 2.5 millimetre. It's going to make it a bit thin, because you could sort of file it back round again. Also, I noticed that the exhaust itself hadn't gone fully over the end of the pipe. There was a little bit of a space. There isn't much of a flange on that exhaust for it to go onto. I was just thinking that if I clean that up, yeah, here's a thought. I don't know if it would work or not. It's a bit of a fanny about. But if I was to clean this up, take the front pipe off and cut the pipe further down. So say, for example, this is only thinking out the top of my head right now. So put the piece of pipe on, cut it, and put a sleeve connector here, and on here braze it on. Braze that piece of pipe on. Now the only problem I've got there is it's stainless steel. Stainless steel, will stainless steel braze to, will it braze? I don't know. Or alternatively, what if I took this down to the exhaust shop and got them to make a piece of steel pipe to go onto that? I don't know. But you'll never seal that up, because let me try and find the exhaust clamp and I'll show you. This will perhaps give you a better idea. If I shine the light behind here, you can see where there's a lot of light coming through these sides here. Can you see that? That means it'll never clench up there in a month of Sundays. All you're going to do is nip that pipe together. So I think we'll have to have a word with Michelle about that and see what he's going to do. That is a puzzler. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think how to fix it at the same time. I've never really had one of these go that bad, but with the vibrations of the engine and things like this, if you put some exhaust sealer on there, it's just going to crack off. It's just going to break and you're back to square one. Exhaust sealer's good if you know, there's less chance of it moving. But unfortunately I don't know what to do. I thought it didn't look right. I might just end this video here, call call this part 1 because I have to find out, see if I can get one of those. See, here's another thing. You see, it's a bit. It would. I could maybe. I don't know. It's a bit of a big ask for JP to put this in his miller, and he could mill that round. But supporting it, what a nightmare. I have to go and see him today, so I might just ask him. That'll give him a bit of a laugh. Right, end of part 1.